unboxing here for you. This is the AORUS X7. Nothing really too major to the outside box here. When we ship it, since it has a handle, we will put it in a separate box, so you don't have to worry about that there. We do that with all of our computers that have a handle. You open it up, you got the four corners here protected. Pretty heavy case where the computer is going to be in. So we'll take the four corners off of it. You can see the logo on the front there. Open it up. It's got a sleeve here to protect it. So we'll take the computer out, put it away for just a second. Right here we're going to have our manual, drivers, utilities, all the discs that come along with it going to be included. So right in here is going to be your power supply. So AC adapter, power cord going to be included right there. And let's check out the computer. So in the protective sleeve, just got to take it out. The biggest thing about this guy is super thin, and we'll get into more of that here in a little bit. You open it up. It does have a protective sleeve here just to kind of protect the screen during shipping, or you can use it to clean. It is a microfiber cloth, so if you get fingerprints anywhere, just wipe it off right there with that. So that's your unboxing. Alright guys, thanks for joining us for another video review. Today in front of us we have the new AORUS X7. Biggest thing about this one, it has dual NVIDIA GeForce GTX 765M video cards in there. And they are running in SLI. Pretty rare to see something this thin in form factor with those powerful video cards in there. We have seen some other ones, 750 video cards, or some more powerful ones, 780s that are thicker. But for something this thin to have as powerful of video cards, pretty unique. Besides the video cards, it also has the Intel i7 Haswell 4700 HQ, 2.4 to 3.4 gigahertz CPU. It is a 17.3 inch max type 1920 by 1080 full high def screen, and it is anti-reflective. Comes standard with 16 gigs of 1600 megahertz RAM. And then you have two 128 gigabyte mSATA drives, and those are going to be in RAID 0, so you get a lot faster read-write speeds. And then it also comes with a terabyte hard drive for your storage in there. So we're going to check this out, get in depth with it, pop it open, go over the ports, kind of just review it and let you see what's going on with this computer. Alright, time to take a look at the viewing angles. I have my background I like to use here. It's just a different color gradient. We got it dead on here. We're going to spin it off to the side, see if we lose any color here. Again, 1920 by 1080 matte type anti-reflective screen. Now in the camera it looks like you can't really see anything, but in actuality from my perspective I haven't seen any type of washout at all. So pretty impressed with the screen here. We're getting dead on, a little brighter there. You do lose a little brightness when you spin it off to the side. Let me see if I can adjust my settings here. So really no washout on there. Going to lean it back and then forward. So we're going back here. That's the furthest to lean back, and let's bring it forward. We might see it shut off, just normal behavior for Windows computers here when it thinks you're going to close it. There we go. So let's open it back up. So a good look at the viewing angles there. Pretty impressive for a TN panel. It's not an IPS. I would say very similar performance to an IPS type screen. Got it turned all the way there. Let me adjust the settings one more time. Oop, wrong way. And there we go. And the blur you see is actually just a camera there. See if I can get it sharper for you. So there's a look at the viewing angles. All right, let's take a look at the keyboard flex, show you a little bit more of the illumination. As you may notice, the WASD keys are highlighted right there, commonly known as your gaming keys. For flex wise, I'm going to push down on there. This is actually very solid. This is the first time I've tried doing this. This surprised me. This is probably one of the most solid keyboards that I felt. Very little flex at all. It is a chiclet style keyboard. And as you may notice, the keyboard backlight is on. Function spacebar, turns it off. Medium, full. Let me kill the lights real quick here, and we'll see if we can notice that a little bit more. So again, that's with them off. That's with them low. And that's with it high. So a quick look at the keyboard there. Another thing to point out here is the touchpad. It is a glossy touchpad, so it's going to be a little reflective. It has a different feel to the rest of it. It's not really anything I can explain, but once you feel it, there's a little bit more of a drag there compared to the rest of the chassis. But let me see if I can move a light here. You can see that it is a reflective surface there. Alright, just going to go over the ports with you. Starting off on the left-hand side, it's going to be an exhaust vent right here. So we got that. Ethernet port here. There's an HDMI output here. It is blocked, but there's a little piece of plastic. You can just take that off if you need it. It's a VGA, USB 3.0, and then your two audio jacks. There's headphone and then microphone. You have what looks like another vent, but the speakers on this are actually internal. So this is just a port so your sound can come out. You'll have one on the left side, another one on the right hand side. The front of it, not a whole lot going on here. Just your indicator lights off to the front right here. We'll go over those here. I'll open it up and show it to you as those lights are on. Here's your second audio port. So left side, right side, memory card reader, USB 3.0 ports, two of those, an HDMI that is open, so that one's accessible right away, mini display port. Then you have the right hand side exhaust vent right here. Keep in mind this is on the side of it. There's also another exhaust vent on the rear. So you have it on both corners here, and it's going to be the same thing on the other side. On the very back of it, we're looking at your AC there, and then two USB 2.0 ports are on the back. Then as mentioned, here's the second exhaust vent on the left hand side. So you have that there, and then this other one over here. So two exhaust vents on each side. We'll open this up and we'll show you how that works here in a minute. All right, we're gonna run some benchmarks and also check out the noise. As you see, I've moved my microphone back over to the vents. We've also added a decimal meter this time. Gonna run 3D Mark 11 for you. Also have SLI enabled. It came disabled by default, but I made sure to turn that on. So you can see the ambient noise with nothing going on, about 40 decibels. So right in there, I'm gonna go ahead and get 3D Mark going, and we'll see what that brings the sound up to. And while this is going, I'm going to go ahead and shoot some of our thermal pictures with our FLIR gun, so you can see how the heat's being dissipated from the vents there, as well the AC adapter, and just overall where the temperature is being generated. All right, got 3D Mark Vantage all finished up. Got a few other benchmarks to talk to you about as well. But let's go back to 3D Mark Vantage. Very impressive score, 29,314. That does score better on average than a single 780M does. And you're not going to find any single 780M in as thin of a chassis as this one is. We're looking at a GPU score, 25,167. CPU score, 57,959. Off to the left, got some temperatures up there, and HW monitor was running while 3D Mark was going. CPU temps higher than we'd like to see them. 96C, we're looking at 1, 2, 3 cores hit that. The other one, we're looking at 86C. The GPU temp stayed pretty low though. 68C on one of them, 72C on the other. So very nice GPU temps there. But again, like to see a little bit lower CPU temps. On the bottom, ATTO benchmark and Crystal Disk benchmark, they're showing me about the same numbers here. We're looking, over a gigabyte per second read time, write times in the 600s, but very nice read-write times there. And again, that is because of the dual mSATA drives in RAID 0. All right, guys, I got it flipped over. We're taking a look at the bottom of it. You'll see several vents here, a couple intake vents on the back here. Those are going to supply the exhaust vents that we were looking at earlier here. So you definitely don't want to block those in any way. Don't use it on the carpet, on your bed. Just make sure you keep proper air circulation, or you may run into overheating issues. A couple other vents here. You'll see the feet that kind of keep it up as well. And then to take it apart, there are star wrenches just around the perimeter, or star screws. You do need a T6 size, and there are 2 different size screws, so you're going to want to make sure you keep track of which ones you're taking away from where. But once you've got them taken off, pretty easy to take it apart. No latches or anything to worry about. You just lift that up and it pops off. And then you can see the internals of it very well. Start off on the bottom left here. We're looking at the regular hard disk drive. Off to the right is the internal battery. It's not a removable one. We're looking at speakers right here. So you got some speakers, your memory card reader, USBs, CMOS battery. Here's one of the fans. And then you got heat transfer pipes going across to the other one here. CPU in the middle. And then you got your GPUs right here. GPU, CPU. You have 2 RAM slots that are occupied. 2 are still open for you. And then if you go off to the right here, you have the wireless card underneath of there. And then your 2 mSATA slots are right in there, mSATA drives. And then you got another speaker, that's probably their subwoofer right there. And then as we were talking about earlier, where the speakers are, they're going to be right in here and right in here, and those are going to come out the sides. Those ports that look like air vents, but again, they were for the speakers there. It really covers the inside of it.